I'm Meredith.
And I'm Melissa.
And we run the channel The Nerds and Geeks. And today, we are here to review one of our favorite animes, Inuyasha.
Yeah, this anime does mean something to us. I mean, a lot of people think that Inuyasha is like your stereotypical shonen anime, and well, yes, of course it is. It means something to us because it kind of started our friendship in a way. And it also was the first anime that I had ever seen, and I'd watched it in like 3rd grade.
So, to get started, plot. I'd say it has a very good original concept, but it did run dry for a little bit.
I did, especially during the area of the Band of Seven. I'd say maybe a little bit after that.
By the way, the ending is crap.
Oh well, yeah, of the first series of Inuyasha, the last line is, "This journey is far from over." Are you kidding me? We watched 167 episodes of this, and you say the journey is far from over. Oh my god, that's not how you end a series. But anyway.
So, characters?
Characters. Let's start off with Inuyasha. I love him.
Same.
I think he's really cool. People say he's like, popular opinion says he's kind of stubborn, angry, just kind of like a typical shonen boy. But he actually has a decent personality, and he actually has a heart, believe it or not.
And Inuyasha, he really does have some good like development to him. Definitely, really awesome development.
Yeah, because he starts off being a total jerk, and then later you realize he's one of the best heroes like in anime.
I mean, like every hero, he has weaknesses, and then as a result, you kind of see Inuyasha as this flawed character that is like still, fighting to live and fighting to find love, that really helps you connect with him, and I think that's why he's so popular.
Let's move on to Kagome. I'm one of the few people that actually likes Kagome.
Yeah, I think I like her too.
I think she could be kind of a bitch.
Yeah.
But I mean, let's compare her to every other anime girl. And every other girl. Compared to most girls, she's not whiny in the slightest. I like her development in the way that she finds her love for Inuyasha, because it starts off like, I don't like him, he's a douche, to, okay, I can tolerate him, to like by episode 54, I think it was, when she realizes like, I can't stand being apart from him. I need to be with him now. I think that was good how the separation caused her to realize that she liked him and or loved him rather, apparently, because she's never liked another guy in her life. Later she realizes that she's actually like a priestess and she has this power that she had never realized, and the way she discovers it is really cool, and I like how she slowly becomes one of the most badass girls ever.
Let's think. Moroku.
I like his story with the wind tunnel and how his like whole family is dead. His father had died with the wind tunnel curse, and his motivation to kill Naraku is actually pretty good. His pervertedness is really good.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from, but it's a pretty good idea.
Yeah,
having him be like a total lecher. And I think the way he like really does develop feelings for Sango, I think that's really sweet.
That's so cute. Sango and Moroku forever.
Anyway, on to Sango, since we already talked about her.
I think she's a badass. She was kind of my role model in a way when I was a child. I was like, I want to be strong like her, and I want to be a boss, but I hate her weapon. I mean, you've got the wind tunnel, you've got the Tetsaiga, you've got the sacred arrow, and you've got a boomerang. But I like her demon slayer thing, and I think her backstory is probably one of the best out of all of them. Yeah. Because her brother was possessed and killed her whole family.
And like the fact that her brother didn't die in honor, but is just like a living copy of himself, just walking around. Like physically, but he's physically himself, but in his mind, no. He's someone else, and really he's not there, but the fact that she runs into him and is forced to see him a lot, I just feel so bad for her about that.
Her family, all of her friends, everyone that she'd ever known in her entire life was just killed in front of her eyes.
And the fact that she had to like start all over again.
And she still maintains a happy attitude, and she's a good person. So, props to Sango for being strong and awesome and badass.
Shippo.
I don't like Shippo.
I hate Shippo.
He's an unneeded character. Do we
no,
like
Shippo?
Shippo?
The backstory is meant to be a joke.
Naraku.
Well, yeah, Naraku. Naraku Really good villain.
Yeah, great
really
villain.
Good villain.
He's like,
I learned the word miasma from him.
He's a really good villain. He like cannot be killed no matter what, and whenever you think he's dead, he's not. I wouldn't want it any other way because
it always gives something new to fight.
Naraka was like my first villain that I'd ever seen that was like deranged.
Yeah.
So I think he was a great villain. Perfect for the series.
Yeah, really awesome.
His backstory too with Kikyo and how he's like actually in love with Kikyo but refuses to admit it. I like that.
Yeah, it's cute.
So we're gonna do Kikyo and Sesshomaru.
Then we're gonna shut up about characters.
Well, right.
Kikyo. Like at first I was sympathetic towards her because she died.
Right.
But then after that she became a huge bitch and tried to like drag Inuyasha down to hell. Which after that I got really mad at her.
The way I saw it, I felt bad for her because she thought she was betrayed by Inuyasha and like in her mind everything was different.
Yeah.
But once Inuyasha explained it to her, I think she should have just kind of lightened up. When she dies, she dies in a noble way, and I like how Kikyo ends up being a good person in the end, but for just so long in the series, she is just such an arrogant bitch. You're dead! Inuyasha Kagome forever, just saying.
Sesshomaru.
He's one of those guys where, like, girls, he can be hot, or he can look like a chick, but to guys, he can be hot.
Yeah.
Sesshomaru, character-wise, I don't think he's a very good character, to be completely honest.
I mean, like, yeah, he just is there as like, Inuyasha, you come and swing your sword at me and we will have a good time.
Come at me, brother.
But I think the way he, like, near the end of the first series when he's like, when he finds Rin and he just like lets her follow him around, I think that's really sweet.
Yeah, he has a heart and he can be a decent person. I think that, Sesshomaru, though, when it comes down to it, he was made for fangirls. He's not really necessary in the series.
And Koga's our last one. Koga is interesting. I thought Koga was really funny from the start. He provides nice comic relief.
I think he's a decent character, but I think his love for Kagome for a really long time got really annoying.
It's just unnecessary.
He didn't need to be in love with Kagome for this to be funny.
And he provides a nice, like, frenemy for Inuyasha.
Yeah, he's a really good frenemy for Inuyasha. I think that he could have been in love with Kagome, and it did add to it in the comic relief way, but she just said, like, hey, I don't like you. But she never did.
Yeah.
So,
that was stupid of Kagome. So, moving on.
Sub versus dub. I hate Inuyasha's voice in the sub. A lot of people prefer the Japanese. I like the Japanese a lot. I think the Japanese is really good. But Inuyasha's voice just starts to echo in my brain and get really annoying in the subtitle version. I prefer the dub because I grew up with the dub. I watched it on Adult Swim, and I can't really picture them in any other way than the voices that I heard when I was a child. But the dub is really bad at first.
Oh yeah, it was really awful, but then it got really good, and then I started loving the dub. So yeah, we definitely think dub is better than sub.
If only because it's what we're used to, though.
Yeah, I'm sure the sub has its merits, but
it does. It's really good. Kagome's voice is great in the sub. Everyone's voice is great in the sub. But I mean, it's supposed to take place in Japan.
Yeah.
So it makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
But it's just like, for the convenience's sake of not watching 167 episodes, or not really seeing the pictures all that much.
Yeah.
It's like, just go dub, please.
Yeah. Okay, depth. Depth in Inuyasha, I'd say, is pretty good. They do give all of the main characters like a good backstory, except for Shippo. Yeah, Inuyasha, Kagome, Sango, Moroku. Well, Kagome doesn't really have a great backstory.
That's the point.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that the depth in Inuyasha, it could be a lot better. It could have been maybe sadder given the things that would happen to them. They could have made it more dramatic, but they made it more like, oh, my entire village died. Let's keep moving forward.
I don't think that's really realistic, though.
No, it's not realistic, but it's an anime, and it's a shonen anime at that, so what do you expect?
Yeah.
A lot of people tend to knock the series before they try it.
Yeah.
Because of the popularity, their hipsterness, Bleach versus Inuyasha, Bleach for the win! Yeah, but just so you know, Bleach versus, this is just our stance on the Bleach versus Inuyasha debate. Inuyasha for the win.
Watch Inuyasha and then watch Bleach and tell us what you think.
Yeah, definitely. Leave it in the comment section below. What do you like, Bleach or Inuyasha? And, click your like button, please. That would be awesome.
Just thumb it.
And also a little subscribe thing that should be somewhere up in this bar over here. Click the subscribe button.
By the way, I'm really sorry that we don't get a lot of content out, but you know,
We're lazy.
we're really lazy and we don't hang out a lot.
Bye bye. Ow! I bit my lip. Ow!
Inuyasha, get me some cookies! God, you're so useless!
There is a chocolate in the fuel. I'm picking lemon head off with my teeth.